Hey friends, so have you gone to a networking event? And here's how it goes down. Hey everyone, it's great to be at this networking event. 1 minute, I uncover limiting beliefs. Where'd everyone go? And scene. Sound familiar? Okay. I'm Marina Stamos, no relation to John, and I'm sad about it, but if this sounds like you, if you're a coach, a consultant, a client-based business owner, and you have been trying to use public speaking from a networking event to a full-length signature talk and it isn't quite working, or you know it could be better, I have been there and I have suffered that moment more times than I care to remember. And I created the 1 minute talk for client attraction. So before I jump in, I just want to tell you briefly. So I'm Marina Stamos again. I am based in Philadelphia. I run the 1minutetalk.com and I serve coaches. I give them one talk that gets them to six figures, no overwhelm. And I want to share with you and I've helped my clients earn more than $30 million combined, most of them solopreneurs. And probably it's a lot more. I haven't counted it for a while. And ultimately, at the end of it all, and isn't this true of life? When it's right, it's so simple, but it can feel like not so simple as you're trying to get there. So let me give you, I'm here today. I'm so grateful to Lima for this opportunity to share. And I'm going to give you a little bit, I'm going to kind of show you what I do first instead of telling you because who wants that? And then give you some tips that you can use so that you can really start to have your message, your moment in the spotlight turn into a conversation that turns into a paying client. Okay. So some years ago, a woman came to me, and I'm not going to give too much, I'm not going to give you too much context. I'm just going to kind of give you the result so you can kind of fill in the blanks. So when she used to come to events like this, she would say something to the effect of, I help children push through boundaries and unleash their full potential. Sit with that for a second and ask yourself, who are these children? What potential? Would you know who to recommend her to? Would you know if she's for you? Okay. Now, I'm going to tell you what we did, how she used to handle these moments after we started working together. Hi, I'm a pediatric nurse and a nutrition coach for children with autism who have food sensitivities, especially gluten intolerance. Now ask yourself, if I'm going to invite you to ask yourself, okay, do you know who she serves? Would you know who to recommend her to? Do you see the difference between these two things? Let me tell you the financial difference. Before, when she came to me, she was making maybe $20,000 a year in her side business. And in her words, she was killing herself for every dollar. And after that, she got to $180,000 with a relative handful of clients within 18 months. Okay. I'm going to give you one more example. Same thing. Lady had come to me, and here's how she used to handle these moments. She would say, I help you develop powerful relationships so you can unleash your career potential. Great. She made some money with that. And she also was really actively using speaking, as were both of these people, to find new clients. And she would get the occasional speaking engagement, get the occasional client. She was way undercharging also, but that's another conversation. After she would go to these, and I'm going to use here the metric of how many speaking engagements because she applied to tons of them. How many did she get? I can tell you with this one. Well, I won't even tell you. So after she changed her title from Unleashing Career Potential to How I Became the Associate Vice President of a Fortune 40 company as a 350 pound woman. Now, do you know what she does? Now, did you look up from your phone? I bet you didn't see that coming, right? Same thing. If she got 1 out of 10 applications beforehand, got accepted to 1 out of 10 speaking engagements with her previous, after that, it was like 6 out of 7. And why? Because, well, I hope it's self-evident. And it's really funny because both of these people, as everyone does, they resisted at first niching down so much. They really resisted it. But I said, in this attention economy, you just got to get in the door. Just get in the door. Look at what what is that one thing that will help you get in the door? Okay. Now, you might be thinking, Marina, you said the 1 minute talk. That was only a sentence. You're absolutely right. So a little quick tip is first we start with the sentence. Because honestly, if you don't get those first few seconds right, you're not even going to get to a minute. This is something that I teach very intensively. First, we have to nail that the first few seconds. Okay, so I'm going to give you some tips here. Now, what is the goal of what I do? My goal, again, is to let that solopreneur and is primarily, let's say, a woman who is a coach, consultant, pro service provider. So, of course, I serve everyone, literally everyone is welcome. Um, and they are using public speaking. They cannot handle the whole tech thing. Social media, they might be using it. They're not, it's not even quite working. And they want to pretty much have a laptop lifestyle, or at least do the majority of their client acquisition with through speaking, either live or in person. So what we have to do is, what I help them do is to get their short talk right so that when they have that dialed in and they start getting yeses, now they have kind of the keys to the castle. So they can actually know what to say no matter how long they have to talk. A quick networking intro, a 1 hour talk, and everything in between. So, just because I know I only have so much time, I want to start to give you some tips. So, before we get going, let me give you another example of how a 1 minute talk, when it is clear, simple, and so utterly understandable that it can be the basis of a six-figure business. Again, this is not a get rich quick scheme. There is nothing like that. There's no such thing, but it is a get clear quick method so that once again, you know what to say in any conversation. So I'm going to take you to a moment of a previous client of mine, and she was in the health field, and that's all I'll say. So imagine that you're in the audience at a wellness event and a woman named Jane takes the stage and she has 1 minute to talk. And she says, "Hi, I'm Jane. 5 years ago, I was 100 pounds overweight. I tried everything. My health was at risk. I lost all hope. Now, after my 7 step reset, I'm at my ideal weight. I fit into my skinny jeans and I feel at peace with food in a way I didn't think was possible." How? Well, it started with a unique breathing method that I created. It helped me calm down in the face of cravings and neutralize their power over me. I have a special retreat where I share this breathing method and the rest of the 7 step reset. It has helped hundreds of people to calm cravings, lose weight, and finally make peace with food. To serve you at the highest level, I accept 7 people, and there are 3 spots left. If you know this has to be your time, meet me at the back table to book a complimentary peaceful eating for weight loss call. You can do this. I'm going to the table now. I'm going to go quiet for a second, let you kind of chew on that. Now, can you imagine people going at that event, standing up from their seats and going to meet her at the table? Well, after more than a decade of a front row seat to moments just like this, I can tell you, oh yeah, people do get up and they meet her. 27 people book out of about 250 in the room. 8 people close. 3 grab that retreat, $3,500 each. One person goes right into her private coaching program, 7,500, and then 4 go into her group program, which is 1,000 or 1,500. Can't remember the math right here. Either way, she gets to 19,000. Now, that's not all, folks. When in future trainings with these people, she upsells 2 of them and into the private program. That adds another 16,000. So now we're at 35,000. Now, there are expenses to be on that stage and then run the event. So we come back down to around 29,000. $29,000 that started in the right room with the right message, short form. Now, you can do the math, right? If she keeps doing that, but not just 1 minute talks. Again, she does 1 hour signature talks, the 3 day events, but they all keep coming back to a few key ideas. Few key ideas that were captured in that 1 minute talk. So she has a starting point. And this is how she builds a 6-figure business by herself. By herself. Multiple 6-figure business, actually. without running herself into the ground. This is key. This is one of the things that I'm very passionate about is success factors for a solo entrepreneur. How do you get to multiple six figures without literally like killing yourself? And business is hard. You probably have noticed. Um, and it's easy to run out of steam. So now, real quick, I have a few minutes left. I want to give you a little bit of a couple of tips for how to create your own talk. Now, the first thing at the heart of the 1 minute talk method, and it's actually a trademark method that I have, again, to just so you know, it's like simple and organic, non-GMO ways too. Just kidding. I'm kind of a frustrated stand-up comic. Anyway, I just to know what so you know what to say without getting too cutesy and crazy and oh my God, just nice and calm. Um, so what is talks, profitable talks come in all lengths and shapes and sizes and flavors, but they all have one thing in common. And I discovered this through my research. They inspire four key emotions: hope, curiosity, trust, and action. Hope, curiosity, trust, and action. And countless studies support this. There's a study out of Harvard Business School that says that people's purchasing behavior is not as driven by price or facts or figures as much as you might think. It's actually emotions. So right now, in the last few minutes, we're going to look at how to inspire four key I'm sorry, the first key emotion, because we can't do all four right now, but I want you to have a real takeaway. So we're going to look at hope. So the first thing we have to do when we're trying to inspire hope in our client is think to ourselves, what do they feel hopeless about? Like really, what do they feel hopeless about in their words? Not what you diagnose, but what they feel hopeless about. What are they Googling in the middle of the night? So for Jane's person, it was weight loss, but what they were really struggling with is cravings because they knew the cravings kept winning. Cravings always won. So that was, in a sense, what they felt hopeless about. So notice that figures very heavily into the talk. She mentions the word cravings many times. Write that down, please, and then bring that into your talk. The next thing is, you probably have heard this many times, and maybe it landed, or maybe it didn't, or maybe it's easy for you, or maybe it's hard, but it's really true. In your 1 minute talk, pick one area of life where your work makes the most impact, even if it makes impact in multiple places. But here, pick one of these four: health, money, love, or purpose. Health, money, love, or purpose. Okay. So now we're looking at what they feel hopeless about in one of these four areas. It's like such a simple formula. Okay. So think about that. What is that? Now, once you have landed on those two things, here's what you do. You make the whole talk, and I mean every word of that talk, point back to that one thing, that one area of life, and make that non-negotiable. Now, again, some of you might be, oh, yeah, that's easy. I get it. That's no problem. Some of you might find that a little hard. I used to be the little hard person. Well, actually, quite hard. And honestly, it is so game changing. Now, because people, in 1 minute, you can only solve one per problem for one person in 1 minute. If you try to say too much, it just confuses people. They'll scroll past you. They'll left swipe you. Is that what they do? Left swipe? I don't know. That's the young people, right? And we don't want that to happen. Now, so quick roundup. First of all, try to think about how you can talk in ways like what they're Googling in the middle of the night. So like the nurse, they weren't Googling, how can I unleash potential? They were like, how can I help my son with autism not have a violent reaction when he eats gluten? That's what they're searching for. What does that look like for you? Helping my clients figure this out is literally what I do like every day. Okay. Now, I'd love to serve you at a higher level, and I just so happen to be having a an event coming up. Now, I'm not sure if this is going to air before it or after, but I do them all the time. So what I do is every month I do a master class on this very topic: how to start to really move the needle on your 1 minute talk and build your six-figure business. And the way you access it is the 1minutetalk.com/class. the one, O-N-E, minutetalk.com /class. You can sign up there. And if you want to talk to me directly, you can either hit me up on Facebook, DM, or email me, Marina at the1minutetalk.com. And I can also send you a PDF with a sample and a guide to start to make this your own. I hope you got value from this. I look forward to serving you. It has been an honor. Thank you.